This is hot off the press. And I did try to write something for Easter. And it was inspired at the beginning of Lent by my wish to remove from my vocabulary SL words. Slam, slut, slur, slimy, slippery, that kind of thing. Then I noticed in Ezekiel there aren't any SLs. So this is to Ezekiel, or subtitled The Exiles. So, when I exiled woe, a river poured its figures of crystal over land I touch. When clouds bereft of grief dispersed into the rumble of the wind, it was because barley, lentil, and grain lamented the sound of dismay. So it was that woe exiled by fours, fives, death, stare, moved grievous among the cold clouding storm into the rumble of the cleaning wind, leaving me perhaps without hazard or granting treasure without brightest bell. Who was there beside who lived light in the rumble of the wind? Did he rebel against exiled anguish? Tears bind, run the face of an earth, get consumed by the tongues of ponds to permit them, in the tumble of love gone, softly to drown. 2. 6 fragrances flowered the field, too near time's 5th morning. Sod locks, a head of land to free of weeping. Pity 6 fragrances, field shut eyes. Pity also these eyes of mine, but at sight time-worn ravines, rods of small mountains placed by law. What through eyes' ornamental beauty, fragrant hills tremble. Eyes have appetites, and some eyes die. Famine and silver drops run valleys of sight. Have these eyes read in a chasm of disdain, rumor, felt print blow by blow? Has sight exposed, scattered rods, gathered them worn and reset them? Rods bloom. Fragrance bursts or limps from the green into these orbs, finding in return a face. Who, if ever, counseled fragrance to avert its lordly scent from city fields, going bald and foreign? What shuddering might admit 5 fragrances and all rotted hills? I beheld in my own eyes clouded shapes, trumpets in the rods, but heard no music, beheld no flowers, saw no city light. Aurora isthmian etch, stringendo peal high, oh you so rivulets, riverbed eyes, fragrance of God that time exiled. 3. Conduction of the fiery faces by clouds on arbors going sundown into them. Vapor-eyed downpour for them and for creeping things. Provoked by what they could not, the carved twigs among them burnt. Connection of the coals to censers. Form shattered redirects its jealousy into the cloud watch. Writers read as rivers whirling twig form expanse. Hear it pervert, then sanctify. Never sapphire. The coal of its becoming, fire clothes itself in visions, cherubic faces, nth being light, turning in the cloud cry to accept for light a recalled vision of twigs. 4. Cover your backs, porpoises, riding beside ships riddling the waves. On board is a man of scorn, eyeing the people going linen with age. Eyeing them for what they might become if adorned as porpoise gland, skin, and Phocemidae newborn gland. Restorative mountains of water, in the rumble of the wind report the ship's net, north hook, south cage, the intent of man to rob wit, lure from the sea its great bird of play. Man in rebel mustache, No sprig of spirit or concern, man with siege in his heart, and profit in his mind, and a will to make maidens of empty, ornamentally attractive women. Porpoise, cider, skin, false vision, lover, porpoise, spice. In the rumble of wind, hear Ezekiel's command. In the clouds corresponding lingers the moan of a porpoise infant. Cloud weep, storm, lament for Phocinidae. Praise the rock to crash the ship cage, the vine to net a hook. Praise the wind rumbling and the wild waves to carry each porpoise into escape. 5. The hunt, proverbial. In the hunt, proverbial, the fox becomes baffled by the net, as does the dark bird left from the quiver, alight on morning, as if free of containment. Is it a will of prophecy that by evening rain will unbind a portion of anxiety? The snare is a hunter that made captives of his own daughters and sons he placed inside others' homes. He who made them dark birds, made a net of noise, made them false to a vision of being residentially free. 6. Today the reeds refine. Upward leaves along the rods at the gates and more alter the land in the swamp. Reeds installed between windows close the space. Extremes of architectural separations reeded bend in accord. Listen for a reed in a voice that lifts birds to the ledge to sing from columns. With such voice come visions, moon grain, and sea lattice, a seventh lamb, a morning cleanse, an appointment with perfection. We might be tears the reed draws into notes. We are flesh into which voice transmits an unblemished